Hi, welcome to Professor Kev Show. You can see I have my friend Adya with us, and she's from the founder of the Speakers Floor. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Hi.
So, before we jump in and talk about the Speakers Floor, tell us a little bit about yourself. What should we know about you?
So I'm Adya. I'm a grade 8 student based in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm the founder of the Speakers Floor. I've always been into debating and public speaking, but over time I realized I didn't just enjoy doing it, I also enjoyed helping other students get into it. So outside of school, I spent a lot of time working on TSF, planning workshops, talking to students, reading books, and figuring out how to grow the organization. It's definitely a learning process, but I've really enjoyed building something from scratch.
It's interesting that you're trying to help people get more comfortable with public speaking because the statistics show people fear that more than dying. Like, well, dying's a little more permanent than, having to make a speech. But what has been the feedback from students when you try to encourage them to learn to public speak? Are they open to it or do they go, I don't want to do it?
So honestly, I would say that we just started. We don't have that many students, but I have hosted a lot of debates. We have three active branches, and students have honestly been really progressing. Whenever you see a student, like the main motivation point for me is that is not expanding. It's more about seeing a student that we worked with to blossom into this person who is charismatic and who can capture the attention of people just by speaking a few words. So we did few of our first students, they started completely from scratch. They had nothing. And when I say that they would stutter with everything whenever they would speak, like we hosted a debate, we had the student and she could not speak. She didn't even know how to prepare. We worked with her, and the progress at which she has reached now is honestly a very big, exciting, and awarding thing for me personally.
I like where you're going because as a professor, I see this too. And I'm trying to encourage my students. We just want to see you get a little bit better each time you get up to present. And again, we look at, some great debaters, some great public speakers, and we compare ourselves to them. Like, well, you may not ever get to that level, and that's okay. But are you comfortable when the opportunity presents itself? Because sometimes in life, you do have to get up and make a presentation. Maybe you're passionate about something going on in your community and you go and appear before a board and speak about it. And I've seen students who were in my class freshman year who really struggled. And then I see them senior year getting up in front of an audience and making like, there's one student that go, okay, dude, what happened? Like, when in my class, like you were like, I would have you make a speech, you go up, you wouldn't even look up, and now you're up there and you're commanding the whole room. I was sitting there going, oh my God, that's got to be rewarding for you as someone who sees that. That to me is the coolest thing ever, knowing that you played a role in that, right?
Yeah. So when I first started going into public speaking and debating, I was a very scared person. Like when went into my first MUN, I was the quietest person there. And my chairs, they gave me the feedback that you need to be more loud. You need to learn how to command the room, but not be too overpowering. So working on that with my father, with some few mentors, I realized that people don't always have access to such things. Schools are always working on subjects, but never on communication and confidence. And that those are key parts of your life. Because if you want to go into a job, you will have to give an interview. But if you can't speak loudly and you can't bring their attention to yourself, so it's just not worth it. Like you're wasting your time. But so working with this, bringing this idea to life was a very big accomplishment, and it has been a really big journey so far. Like I started this 6 months ago, and in 6 months, I've seen so many students become more confident in themselves. And working and seeing that as being a person, I was very introverted, and seeing that people who were like me are now becoming more confident in themselves, it's just a very big, happy moment and a very happy thing for me to achieve.
If you could offer one piece of advice to our listeners about how to improve their public speaking, what would it be?
One advice would be don't think what the people are thinking when you're speaking. Like many speakers honestly do that. They're thinking like, "Oh my God, do I look good? Oh my God, do am I speaking loudly enough?" And they're constantly overthinking their words. That causes them to stutter and forget their points and forget their words and eventually create stage fright. So I would honestly suggest all of the listeners to not think and not be a people pleaser of sorts.
Yep. Okay, so it's crystal ball time, my friend. Looking 3 to 5 years out. Where is this idea? What have you accomplished?
The speaker's floor in 5 years is my my goal would be that it becomes a well-known student-led communication organization. I'd love to see active chapters in different schools, countries, regular workshops, competitions, and students learning from experienced speakers and Oxford alumni. For example, I'm hosting one soon with Oxford alumni. But more numbers as they come by, I really want people to leave our programs feeling more confident rather than when they join at the start. So if we can consistently do that, I feel like we succeeded in the next 5 years. So my goal would definitely be impact more students instead of getting more students.
Awesome. What's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more about the idea and get involved?
So the best way would definitely be contact me on LinkedIn because I'm very active there. But I also have a website where you can fill out a query and you can honestly just if you want to start your own chapter in your school, you can also do something like that for example. And even emailing me is a really good option.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking a few minutes calling the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you.